Hello everyone and welcome back once again to the Strategic Command World War I. Let's take a quick peek at what turns we have left for us. This is looking a bit confusing, but I do think we got the hang of it. These guys have moved. I'm just quickly going through all the different theaters here, so that's okay. That's looking fine. Alright, not bad. Then over here is probably not a whole lot I can do again. Maybe entrench. No. Okay, fair enough. These are all taken care of. Nope. MPPs left to do anything else here. Can you entrench? That's usually one of the final things that I'm really looking for here. Because these guys have two little MPPs, I'm not looking to repair this yet. Because I need to you know, really save my points. But I can go for repairing these guys. Took care of this, that's looking fine. Need to be careful of the HQs here on the next turn as well. But this is taken care of. I did take care of the Navy. Yes, I did. Alright, fine. And let's just take a quick peek here, because it seems indeed like some units do still get to entrench. And let's make sure they do. There we go. These guys can't entrench though, so the enemy might go after that. You are entrenched. So no worries. Yeah, four points. So definitely no need to put a unit on the mine itself. I'd rather actually bypass Verdun at some point. While looking to lure enemies into hexes like this and this to destroy them in the upcoming turns, while I also try to reinforce my units. The airships, they need to move a bit ahead as well. No research to be done, etc, etc, so we're looking good there. Bulgaria is not too close yet to joining, but who knows, maybe soon enough, although we probably have to take either the mine and or Nish to really get them to join, which will still take some time, I think. Research for the Germans, this will still take some time. Ottomans need to get to level 3 as well, so looking to start investing there as well. Let's end the turn after zooming in. Yeah, Germany celebrates Ottoman Empire into the Ottoman entrance into the war. All these guys as well. Ottoman morale falls due to the loss of Basra. Max von Oppenheim, the head of our intelligence bureau for the East, informs us that the Indian nationalist Ghadar party are plotting to drive the British from their country. If successful, their rising could inflict a devastating blow against the British Empire, helping to pave the way for victory against their most powerful enemy. Would you like to authorize payment of 25 MPPs to buy arms for Indian nationalists? The Ghadar claim to have thousands of supporters and ask for weapons to use in their rising. If you agree, our military attaché in Washington, D.C., Captain Franz von Papen, will be instructed to buy weapons from arms dealers in the USA and send them by sea to the Ghadar party in India. These weapons will be used in an insurrection in Bengal that is planned to start on Christmas Day 1915. So that's still a year ahead. Its aim will be to seize Calcutta before spreading throughout the rest of India. If you say yes, there is a small chance of a rising in India, which would disrupt the UK's income from the British Empire. However, it is more likely that the plot will be discovered and no rising will occur. Yeah, sure. Why not? An outbreak of typhus is affecting the combat effectiveness of our forces in the east. The local medical facilities cannot cope with the numbers requiring treatment, and if we do not act, then an epidemic is likely to severely decimate our units. Providing extra medical aid to the area will cost us 50 MPPs at 25 MPPs a turn for 2 turns. It won't prevent all further cases, but by saying yes to this, we will be able to limit the extent to which the epidemic spreads, whereas taking no action will lead to much greater losses in our forces. We therefore strongly recommend saying yes to this. Notes. 150,000 died of typhus and dysentery in northeast Turkey between October 1914 and May 1915. The hospitals couldn't cope, and the Ottomans were losing far more men to sickness than to combat. By saying yes to this, the effects of the typhus epidemic can be limited, whereas saying no will see Ottoman forces suffer far more from sickness than they would have done. Let's say yes. Italian nationalists claim Trento and Trieste as Italian territory. Indian Cavalry Corps lands at Marseille. More free units for the Entente. And some blockades. The Khedive Abbas II of Egypt promises to help drive the British from Egypt. And he immediately gets ousted as the British depose him and appoint Hussein Kamel as Sultan of Egypt. Karl Liebknecht openly denounces the war in the Reichstag. Some industrial technology development. That's something at least. Still don't have level 1 either for the Germans or the Austro-Hungarians. So that kind of sucks. General Hamilton is appointed to command the Mediterranean Expeditionary Force. Okay. They're just shuffling some units around here. Attacking up here, but that really does look to be not the greatest of ideas so far. Let's hope it remains that way. Okay, just repairing these. Putting in some naval unit in there, which will immediately get destroyed. They didn't even repair these guys, so they will be in trouble, I think. Bit concerned that they still have an extra unit at Lemberg, but we'll see. They might not get aggressive and just keep hold position, because they're pretty vulnerable if this is the only attacking unit. It's probably not going to do a whole lot since indeed they can move, but they're moving down, so it might be worth checking that out. Really, 2 damage at Reims? That must be a lucky hit. Just like this, 4 damage, and then 2. Okay, so the average must be 3 then. Probably. Oh, wow, really? They retreated at 6? It's pretty rough. So these guys do need to be repaired. Russians still very aggressive. They took it. Well, that also means that they're going to be an easier target. So I might be able to take that down because they're no longer across the river and we're entrenched. So that should help against these guys for sure. And yeah, this is how I take down cavalry. Unfortunately for the Germans, I still need to do plenty of repairs, which, due to me not having that much MPPs, is still going to be a bit of a problem. I know I'm giving a relatively large amount to the Austro-Hungarians as well, but they also needed to become stronger. They switched them out? Come on. This corps is no slouch. Okay, so I can get at least up to Suez. The question is, will it get across? The Royal Navy defeats Van Spee at the Battle of the Falklands. Get that seaplane carrier. Typhus epidemic breaks out in Serbia. That's good for me, especially if this unit gets damaged. And blockade. Tomáš Masaryk goes into exile to seek support for Czechoslovak independence. That's not something that you need to do, I think. That's completely unnecessary. Come on, guys. Please. Another submarine. There seem to be storms all over again in the Navy. So we won't be able to do much there. Let's start with the Ottomans here. Attach these guys. Move up ahead. And let's see which units can go and attack. This is, I guess, my initial attack, for sure. Naturally, I'm looking to destroy this unit, but we'll see how well that goes. They did retreat, which is unfortunate, but I... Okay, I did destroy it, so that's not bad. Fairly happy about that. Let's keep moving, and I'll also keep moving this HQ. These guys will probably have pretty bad supply for now, but I do have extra units. Yeah, you can see here by their supplies like 4 and 5. That's not good. But I kind of have to. Let's pull these guys back. If we look at the partisans, is there near Amman? So I guess that's where they're heading. They will repair when they can, and these guys will move to Damascus as well. Of course, need extra units here. Let's move into Quirna. We'll see how quickly we can get more troops there. This, of course, will take a pretty long time, but by planning a bit ahead, we might be able to get the best of them. Getting the oil back is going to be critical, and if we are ever going to war against Persia, then getting these oil fields will serve me just fine as well. I mean, getting Persia, it's probably not the biggest importance. Like, they don't have too much, but, you know, it will be nice to grab it. We'll be expanding the Ottoman Empire a bit, so... I certainly wouldn't complain if we took the Ottomans, if we took the Serbs. Why did I say Serbs? I mean the Persians. Wow. Having it rough after a long work day. Let's entrench. And this, yeah. There we go. We don't have to repair a whole lot, so I'll probably just work on getting industrial technology level 3 for now, because that's most likely... I don't like putting them in that city though, not at all, because they can just move down and attack. They'll probably take a bunch of damage. I'll leave them here for now, and I guess I'll just be moving these guys down. Okay, there we go. So we got some entrenchments there. Yeah, let's send you up as well. I probably need some reinforcements there ultimately. So that should work out, I think. Alright, let's start dealing with this joke. It seems like there's snow, and that does mean that damage overall is going to be pretty bad. That means I cannot push out in here. Let's just see which guys are under the HQ's command. There are only 5 max. Nah, it's definitely not gonna work if I'm getting some bad luck here. And this is already 0-0. So, due to the snow, I can't even finish off these guys. If it's that bad, I might just as well try to... great. Push a bit out here. Although, even that seems to be a bit of a disaster. 0-0. Okay, so this front is quite static then. Let's move you in here for now, because then they're in an actual city and they can provide all of these guys with level 10 supplies. Let's just go in here and reinforce them. These guys will also have pretty bad supplies, so maybe I get to destroy them on the next turn if I move my units a bit towards that area. But there's nothing I can do about this this snow, so that means that we're rather stuck here. Probably the same here, I'd wager. Yeah, so this is basically just a lost turn. Let's just do this here research first. I would like to go for trench warfare whenever I can with the Ottomans as well, but industrial technology is just that much more important to do. So no repairs there. Then let's actually reinforce these guys, because these two are fine. They don't need to be repaired. But since I am still moving ahead here, they could move all the way in here, taking this hex. Let's detach some units like these. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, eh? Let's detach this because I'm likely just going to repair those guys. And then I'd rather take this. I think I can cut these guys off and actually start pushing. Yeah, taking that will cut them off here. Sure. And since the weather is like this, it does mean that we'll probably have a pretty decent chance. Still thinking about reinforcing those guys as well, but I'd rather make as big a push down here as possible against the enemy forces down here. Now that they're mostly cut off, their supply will be pretty poor, and that's pretty much what is driving me here. So with that, secure. Move you in here. And they don't need to dig in, they're actually quite protected this way. It's practically free damage. And I can go back, protect myself. Let's actually move you down as well. Interestingly enough, Warsaw has a 8 strength detachment only, which seems to be a pretty weak defense. No, let's keep you out there. There is a lot of storms out there, so actually attacking is most likely not a great idea unless I can destroy a single light cruiser. But I'd have to be pretty sure I'm dealing with only one light cruiser here. So I know I can't get surprised if I attack on any of those 3 areas, so I think I might have a pretty decent shot here. Unless they move somewhere else, then things are still going to be a bit tricky. Okay. Their entire navy is bottled up in here. That does make things difficult. But Okay, these attacks are already too dangerous. Yeah, so it's definitely not a good idea to go out of my way here. I'm probably best off trying to, at the very least, block off the route to the armored cruiser and to whatever other units there might be. But to be fair, oh, no, that's definitely not what I wanted to do. Let's block the way to the dreadnought. And get you guys to the back. We need good weather, and this is definitely not gonna benefit me. So there we go. And let's get the seaplane carrier. Into this port. Good. Okay. Yeah, so despite the weather being abysmal, we weren't actually done yet here, to be honest. Like, we not only do we have plenty of units to repair here for the Austro-Hungarians, which I will do with all pleasure. Need to make sure that we'll create a proper pocket. With the HQ going in there soon as well. You haven't moved yet, but attacking for now is just not a good idea, especially not with the Austro-Hungarians. I can't reinforce you, so that's a shame. Supply 5, eh? I'll put these guys in here because then they will be the first to attack Szetlets, which I do hope to take, and then at least create a stronger defensive position on this side. I would then still need to take Lublin and Ivangorod, but at least we're looking okay at that point. Okay, so the bad weather will affect both sides on this turn, and the enemy will also have difficulty attacking me. This is a good time to go after Verdun, though. And because this will lower their entrenchment significantly. Only to 8. Ugh. And yeah, because of the snow though, I do think I at least get to move ahead here just a little bit closer to Besançon. We'll see whether they attack. If they do, they'll probably be sorry. Move you in here. I can't repair all of them anyway, so I might just as well move these guys. They have those, so you should at least take these two. I'm just saving up the shells there. All right, let's go after Verdun. Wow. It will also take a bit less damage because the damage otherwise would be much, much higher. And this way it's actually not looking as bad. Though luck doesn't seem to favor me in this endeavor for now. Since we already got double additional losses, whereas they haven't suffered any, which is a bit sad. Good. They're down to 1 entrenchment. 0 now. Which was, of course, what I was really looking after, getting them down to lower entrenchments. I still think that the attacks are probably not going to be too great. No, but this is what I wanted to achieve for this turn, so... that worked out rather nicely, as strange as that might seem. Because they are indeed... not only do they have much lower readiness and morale, they're also down to 0 entrenchment. I think they will repair 3 entrenchment on their turn, but we'll see. At any rate, there are a lot of repairs that I still need to do, and I'm actually quite sure that we will... yeah, these attacks are silly, so... yes, I'll take any empty space, because with the snow I feel pretty secure that the enemy won't destroy those units anyhow. Reinforce you. You and you, so we'll be ready to attack on the next turn again. 7 strength cavalry is not the greatest, but hey. In general, there was just not a whole lot I got to do during this turn, which is largely due to the winter. But that'll be fine. Germans don't have any MPP left, and yeah, no repairing there. The Navy has been taken care of as well. So that's it. Sure. The only area where things... yeah, went marginally was down here where there is no snow. So that kind of sucks. Maybe we get to do better on the next turn. End it. Verdun is under siege. The garrison's morale is reduced. Okay. Nationalist figures in Italy are calling for war against us unless we hand over the areas of Trento and Trieste to Italy. Sure. The transfer of territory they are demanding would include the city and port of Trieste and the towns of Trento and Bruneck. However, if we were to give these places to Italy, then this would massively reduce Italy's desire for war against us. Would you like to transfer Trento and Trieste to Italy? Over my dead body. Notes. Agreeing to transfer Trento and Trieste will not only reduce our economy, but doing so will be deeply unpopular. Indeed, such a move would be met with massive opposition from our own population, and it would have a huge negative impact on our nation's morale. Nevertheless, doing this will almost certainly end Italy's moves to enter the war, enabling us to devote all our attention to fighting the Russians and the Serbs. Nope. No. Italy is encouraged by Russian successes against Austria-Hungary. Seriously, it's only Lemberg. But sure. The Central Powers advance in Poland swings Bulgaria towards the Central Powers. Excellent. And more free units for the, let's just call them Western Entente. Volunteers from the USA join Serbia's fight for independence. Armenian uprising in Van. The typhus epidemic spreads through Serbia. Still. Ottoman soldiers suffer as authorities attempt to bring the typhus epidemic under control. Ow. Ow. That's bad. Blockades. Fighting on the Western Front ceases on Christmas Day. Merry Christmas! Ho ho ho! Austrian physicist Erwin Schrödinger is amongst those posted to surf on the Italian border. Germany develops industrial technology level 1, finally, and Austro-Hungary as well. Ottoman Empire develops command and control level 1, so we can already see those increased MPPs out there. Beautiful, juicy, definitely what I need. And I will immediately invest into getting that higher up again. Definitely. So, because Verdun is not actually cut off, they still were able to repair them back up to 10. Okay, how those planes did damage to the submarines is beyond me. Because in World War II, there was kind of a thing if they had torpedo bombs, I suppose. But, I mean, come on. The planes in World War I were definitely, at least I think, not equipped to deal with something like that. I'm curious to see how they respond to something like this. This encirclement is interesting, I think. Haven't attacked yet, but this is a line of 10 strength units now because of the repairs, so this is still a pretty weak breakthrough. Repairing those. Okay. Didn't repair this unit, so I'll definitely be looking to destroy that and move a unit in there. Every single hex we can take with these guys is beneficial. I'm a bit bummed out that we had bad weather, but they have good weather there, which pretty much just means that they get free attacks, but we can't do anything against that, which really sucks, actually. I know there's this randomness involved, but yeah, that's not nice. Okay. I would... Really? 3 damage? Because this is... come on. That could have gone better. I didn't repair this guy? Oh, wow. Oh, I made a big mistake. Oh, why didn't I see that? I can only pray to the gods that they don't destroy this unit. There is snow, but that was a major disaster mistake. Okay, their offensive pretty much means I have to almost call this off. I need to allocate forces to deal with this new offensive here. How did I miss such a misstep with that unit? Man. That is a blunder of significant proportions. Okay, they're moving up here. Artillery out in the open. Good job, AI. That leaves it extremely vulnerable. So I'll start pushing from multiple sides to reduce at least the size of the pocket. Okay, they're purchasing, so they're pretty much done. My units are safe. And hopefully there will be no snow either, because snow means I can't do anything, and turns seem awfully precious in this game. Soldiers of the 130th Baluchi Regiment mutiny at Bombay. Good weather, please, or at least no snow. And Given the rise in nationalist sentiment in Italy, led by people like Gabriele D'Annunzio, who are calling for war against us, we must maintain units at Trento, Klagenfurt and Trieste. Were we to remove these units, then Italy could easily seize these locations and the result would be catastrophic. The fall of Basra is a painful loss and we should consider taking action here. Suleiman Askari Bey, head of our special organization Teskilat-i-Masusa, asks for permission to form a unit of volunteers in Mesopotamia to strike back at the British. Additionally, a German officer, Captain Fritz Klein, is volunteering to lead a mission to sabotage production at the Abadan oil refinery. Forming Askari's volunteer detachment and providing Klein with the means to lead his mission will cost us 55 MPPs. Would you like to authorize the payment to strengthen our position in Mesopotamia? Notes. Saying yes to this will reduce the enemy ability to advance further into Mesopotamia, and Klein's mission has a 75% chance of damaging the refinery, in which case enemy income will suffer slightly. Suleiman Askari was named governor and military commandant of Basra, and a force of 4,000 regulars and 15,000 irregulars was mustered for an attack on Basra, but it failed and then he committed suicide. Klein's team was more successful as it did manage to sabotage 12 miles of pipeline at the Abadan refinery, but this only deprived the UK of 70 gallons of oil. Sure. Volunteers. Good. And we get some free units. Well, this sucks severely. Man, it's just 2 turns completely wasted, allowing the enemy to completely recover from pretty much anything that happened. Wow, I wonder what the percentage chance is of getting snow like this. Please tell me at least that there's no rain here. Okay, good. So I can at least do something in the air, at sea. Okay, well, thanks for watching. Take care and see you next time. Where hopefully we'll be able to actually do something, because this is not great. The enemy starts getting double stacked simply because we can't do anything for 2 turns. Yeah, take care and bye-bye.